Hello and welcome to this National Fostering Group virtual event. I'm Helen, and today we're going to be talking about the financial side of fostering. Now, it's a topic that sometimes people can feel a bit worried about, and we think it's important that if you're thinking about fostering, you know all about how it's going to work for you financially. Now, if you're watching this video live on Facebook, great, thanks for joining us. You can share the video so your friends can see it as well, and you can also ask us a question or leave us a comment below the video. We will try to get around as many questions as possible during the live video. If not, one of our team will get back to you. If you're watching back on our website, because we do put all of our videos on our website for you to watch whenever you like, if you would like to speak to somebody about fostering and maybe start your journey with us, then you can give us a call on our phone number, which is below me now, I think, 0330 022 9135, or you can click the Can I Foster button, which is just at the top of the page. So I'm joined by a guest today who is our carer recruitment coordinator, Ian. Hello, Ian.
Hi, Helen. Hi, everybody.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to talk today about the financial side of fostering. And just to start off with, what is the financial support that is available for foster carers?
So foster carers are paid something called a fostering allowance, which is an allowance paid to foster carers when children come to live with them. Often the children coming into foster care arrive at our fostering families in a bit of an emergency sometimes, so often don't have some of the basics, so things like toiletries and pyjamas and school uniform and things. So it's designed to cover the cost of those things. And also then on an ongoing basis, to help them enjoy their life. So if they have hobbies and interests, things like swimming lessons, music lessons, things like that. And then also as well, the fostering allowance does contribute towards the sort of running costs of the household, really. So things like the big weekly shop, for example, or if you're putting extra fuel in the car to get children to and from school every day. The fostering allowance is designed to cover all of those things.
Okay, and is this amount increased if you foster, more than one child or sibling groups, or is it just one set amount?
It is increased, yes. So the fostering allowance is paid for each child that a foster carer looks after. So they all need new shoes and school uniforms and things like that. So it's per child that this fostering allowance is based on. The allowance does vary depending on the needs of the young person. However, a carer with the National Fostering Group earns on average around £22,000 per year.
Okay, and in the times in between placements when you might not have children living with you, is there something to cover you then?
There is, yes. So the fostering allowance is paid to our carers when they have a child placed with them. And obviously then there are times where they don't have children placed with them. And that could be for a variety of reasons. So it could be that the location of the child's school is too far away from the foster carers, or the foster carer doesn't have the space to accommodate the child and their siblings all together, for example. And for this reason, we have something called a bridging retainer payment. And what that is a payment of up to 6 weeks over a 12-month period. And that helps the foster carers kind of manage in between these placements when children are coming and going. It's kind of a safety net, I suppose, if you will.
Okay. So are you classed as self-employed as a foster carer?
You are, yes, that's right. So all foster carers are required to be registered with as self-employed with HMRC. And fostering has kind of a special tax status. And this means that carers do need to keep a record of the children that they have placed with them, and then also the income that they receive from their fostering agency with this. Many of our carers have never been self-employed before, and we know it can seem sort of quite daunting to people. So we do provide advice and guidance about how to register as self-employed, and then also how to complete a tax return as well.
Yeah, because what happens with tax and national insurance? Do foster carers pay tax and national insurance?
They can do, yes. So as I mentioned, fostering has something is something of a special kind of tax status. and something called qualifying care relief. And this status essentially discounts a lot of the fostering allowance from being taxable. And what that means in reality is that the vast majority of foster carers don't have any tax to pay at all. Through our membership to the fostering network, we run regular tax workshops for all of our foster carers. And on these workshops, we explain how to register as self-employed with HMRC, and then we run them through how to work out the calculations to see if a foster carer actually has any tax to pay. And as I said, the vast majority of carers do not have any tax to pay. Regarding national insurance contributions, this would depend on how many years a carer has been paying national insurance, for example. So if they've already reached the maximum number of 35 years of national insurance contributions, you don't have to continue paying national insurance to receive a full state pension. If, however, you don't have the 35 years, you can then choose to voluntarily pay national insurance contributions. And again, we provide on our tax workshops, we provide a breakdown of sort of how to work this out and how to go about actually paying your national insurance contributions.
Okay. So as you say, for somebody who's maybe been employed for years and years and they know nothing about being self-employed, and that can feel quite daunting, is there a lot of support? Is there someone to just pick up the phone to if you've got any questions?
Yeah, there is. So all of our foster carers, as well as having their own supervising social worker that they can ask and talk to, there's a couple of other sort of ways that they can get support. So first of all, through, as I mentioned, the Fostering Network. So they're the UK's largest charity that we provide membership to for all of our foster carers. They have a great helpline, telephone helpline service that you can get advice and guidance from. Their website is also full of fantastic information about how to go about completing your tax return. And then also HMRC are really good as well at providing information to foster carers to be able to, I suppose, show them and tell them how to go about registering self-employed, because I think a lot of people have never been self-employed before, so it can seem quite daunting at the start, but there is a lot of help and support available.
Brilliant. So if you are a foster carer, are you still able to, have another job or study or volunteer? Are you allowed to do that as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we have many foster carers who either continue to work and foster, or they find work that will fit in around becoming a foster carer. If you're a single foster carer, or indeed the primary foster carer in a couple, the demands of fostering mean that realistically only sort of part-time work is probably going to be possible, and that's due to things like having training to attend, meetings to attend, appointments, etc. There's quite a lot involved in the fostering. tasks of working sort of full-time and fostering full-time, maybe aren't quite compatible in that way. Any work that a carer does undertake needs to be flexible and fit in and around any children that you're looking after. And we've got lots of foster carers who continue to work and volunteer. Some go back to study as well, throughout of all of our carers. Many of our carers who decide to give up sort of full-time work and foster, they often find that registering with an agency or registering to work as kind of bank shifts, that's really flexible for them. It gives them that ability to sort of pick up extra work when they want to, but also dedicate the amount of time they need to fostering. So it gives them that extra bit of flexibility and also an additional bit of financial stability as well, especially for our single foster carers.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much, Ian. Loads of information there. We've got a few questions for you now that have come in. The first one here is, I currently receive benefits. Would this be affected by fostering?
Okay, so as foster carers are approved rather than employed by us, it can affect some means tested benefits. However, the fostering allowance is in the main disregarded when calculating welfare benefits. So things like disability living allowance, which is being replaced by personal independence or PIP payments. Both of these are non-means tested tax-free benefits, so therefore they're not affected. Any income from fostering is not counted when means tested benefits are calculated. So this applies to things like income support, job seekers allowance, housing benefit, council tax benefit, things like that as well. So in the main, broadly speaking, it doesn't affect many benefits. No, best thing to do will be to check with the DWP when you're talking to them, because they'll be able to give you more specific advice about your own situation, because obviously the benefit system is there's lots of different help available out there to people, so it's important that your own individual circumstances are taken into consideration.
Okay, thank you. This question is what we were talking about earlier on, really, but it shows that it is a real valid point. I've recently been made redundant. I've always been employed before that. I have no clue how to do my own taxes and things. Are there people who can help me?
Okay. Well, the first thing I'd say is try not to worry about it. Many of our foster carers have been in exactly the same situations, have been employed for a number of years, never been self-employed, so sort of don't know where to start in many ways. At the National Fostering Group, we provide membership to the Fostering Network, who are, as I said before, the UK's largest charity supporting foster carers. And with them, we run tax workshops for our foster carers. So usually within the first sort of month or two of a carer being approved with us, we invite them onto one of our tax workshops. And on that, they learn about how to go about completing their tax return, how to work out qualifying care relief, and if indeed they do have any tax to pay. We also run through how they need to, or where the deadlines, I think, which are quite important, about when they need to register as self-employed, and the deadlines for when they need to complete their tax returns as well. And then in addition, there is some sort of follow-up information available on the Fostering Network's member zone, and then also on the HMRC website as well as some really good sort of explainer videos, and also sort of like step-by-step guides to working out if you do have any tax to pay, and then how to go about actually paying it as well. So yeah, don't worry, is what I'd say. There is lots of help and support available for new carers. We're fully aware that it's a complicated process sometimes, but it's maybe a little bit more straightforward than a lot of people realise, which is good for us, definitely.
Yeah, and there's lots of help and support along the way. Absolutely. So another question: when would I find out what the fostering allowance is with my local agency, and how do I find out where my local agency is?
Okay, so on our website, nfa.co.uk, there is an agency finding tool. So if you pop your postcode into the website, it will tell you which is your nearest agency. If you then register your details on the website, a member of our team will get in touch with you, and they'll be able to run through, first of all, a few basic criteria with you over the telephone, and then they'll put you into contact with your local agency, and then you'll be able to ask them kind of all about the local support that they provide, which includes the fostering allowance, what amount that starts at as well. And you'll be able to talk through, ask any questions that you want to, whether that be about kind of finances or anything else for that matter.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Ian. So much information there, which is wonderful to hear about. And of course, people can find out more on the website, can't they, if they want to start their fostering journey with the National Fostering Group?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if you go on to nfa.co.uk, and then you can either choose the phone number is on there as well, but also if you register your details, so your name and contact number, one of the team will be in touch within 48 hours and have a bit more of a chat with you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ian. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, remember, all of these videos go onto our website, so you can watch them whenever you like. And make sure that you go onto our Facebook events page. There's lots of different events coming up. Click going so you don't miss out. And if you have left a question today and we've not managed to get to it in today's video, one of our team will get back to you very soon. So please do join us again for another event very soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day.